Hey guys, welcome to the Riverview Wellness Podcast. We're Sierra and Heather, your Riverview Wellness team. I'm a certified personal trainer, nutritionist, and corrective exercise specialist.
And I'm a certified women's coaching specialist and menopause coaching specialist. Together, we're cutting through the wellness noise with real conversations, trusted expertise, and realistic strategies to help you feel stronger, move better, and take charge of your health.
Because at Riverview Wellness, our mission is simple. It is empowering individuals to live and move well. So let's dive into today's episode. What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Riverview Wellness Podcast. We are kicking off season 2. We are super duper excited. My name is Sierra. I am your host and the director here at Riverview Wellness. I'm a certified personal trainer, nutrition coach, corrective exercise specialist. And with me, we've got...
Hey, I'm Heather McCarroll, and I am a women's strength coach, women's coaching specialist, and a menopause specialist.
Yep. So today, we're just going to dive right in. We wanted to talk about optimization. I feel like a lot of new things coming out in the health and wellness space that are becoming more and more popular. The biggest things being like the peptides and the hormones and the blood work, all of which we have come to believe that can be really helpful tools, but we wanted to just take an episode to talk about what are these things? What is the right approach to using them? How could they be, misused?
Yes, because I think that now they're highly accessible now, and we're not always necessarily doing all the things that we should be doing alongside using these tools now that are so available to everyone. So we really want to take a few minutes to just talk about what lifestyle changes we can make to go alongside these tools now that we have access to, like the peptides and the hormone replacement therapy and the GLP-1’s. How can we really optimize our health using these as a tool alongside of our lifestyle choices?
Yeah, because a lot of people jump the gun, I think, a little too quickly. And then you're missing out on so much potential for what your health could be if you don't first set the right things in place. And there's a lot of people, who are getting on, we'll take the GLP-1’s, for example. I feel like that's the biggest one that there's a lot of controversy over it. And yeah, there's a lot of people who are getting on it and they don't learn how to eat healthy. They're not exercising with it. A lot of the weight that they're losing is muscle mass. And then they're kind of stuck on it for life if they want to keep the weight off that they have lost because they haven't made any positive diet changes. So I think that's like the first big example is nutrition, which it doesn't mean you have to have it all perfect. But if you don't give yourself, I'd say 3 to 6 months of genuine effort with your nutrition, and that looks like getting adequate protein, which stay tuned, we're going to do an episode soon on protein, getting your fiber, eating just real whole foods. And I like to say going off of the 80 to 90% rule. I think the more weight you have to lose, the more you can go to 80% commitment. But once you get leaner, it gets harder. But really think about that. That's okay, if there's 21 meals in a week, 10% of that is 2.1. That's 2.1 meals that you have some wiggle room,
some more
on.
Flexibility.
It does not mean it does not mean an entire bucket of ice cream.
No.
But yeah, I think nutrition is and same thing with the hormone. Maybe you can speak to hormone replacement therapy can be a really helpful tool, but if you aren't first and foremost
trying to change your nutrition, especially your nutrition, I think, because hormone replacement therapy can be super beneficial, especially for women who are struggling with exhaustion and fatigue and hot flashes and things that make you not want to work out because you just don't have the energy. But that isn't the only answer, because once you start feeling better on these hormones, then we need to start incorporating more exercise, because that, even alone, exercise and our nutrition is really going to help with the health problems later on down the road, like Alzheimer's and insulin resistance. So keeping that muscle on our body, maintaining it,
Lowering body fat. Yeah.
lowering the body fat. Those are going to help move the needle more than just hormone replacement therapy or peptides or anything really alone by itself.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think a lot of people who are struggling with their health, also sleep is a problem, which it's so interesting how all these things work. Because a lot of times when you improve your nutrition and you start an exercise plan, the sleep starts to improve because our nutrition plays such a big role in our circadian rhythm. And yes, you can get peptides to help with that as well. But it's just one of those things that like you need to put all of the pieces together. Yeah.
The basics, I feel like, is what is going to move the needle the most as far as reaching your goals, your health goals. So these tools can be used alone, but they won't necessarily get you to where you want to be by themselves.
Yeah.
You will end up hitting a plateau.
And for some people, they can get to where they want to be independent of any of the peptides and hormones. You just need a good exercise plan. You need a good discipline with your nutrition, and to be sleeping well, to be managing your stress, toxins in your environment that can contribute a lot to holding more body fat. We actually store toxic chemicals. So think like if you have fragrances in your home, if you have cleaning products that have a lot of different chemicals in them, and you are inhaling that or putting it on your skin every day, we push toxins into our body fat. And animals do the same thing.
Yes.
So that's actually an interesting thing of like, I'm a really stickler for trying to get organic meat because they aren't exposed to quite as much of the toxic chemicals. And if you do get high fat meat that's not organic, I try your best to drain the fat, eat less of the fat, because that's where you're going to find more of the not so great stuff that they've consumed. But kind of a side tangent there.
Oh, to just bounce off of that, I think that, well, we know that our body doesn't know what to do with those toxins that are going into our bloodstream. So it gets stored in our fat. We don't release it. So that's one of the very easy things that we can do to help ourselves feel better.
Yeah. And something that a lot of people don't often think about. But improve all of those areas first. And then if you still are not feeling good, then let's go the route of looking at, do we need to add supplementation, peptides, hormones, or is the next step blood work?
Yes.
Most people have never done, or it's been a very long time since they've done a comprehensive blood panel. Doctors a lot of times do kind of the bare minimum when it comes to blood testing, and you have to specifically ask for, this is exactly what I want. And a lot of times it's actually, some people want so desperately to stay inside of insurance, but it either is about the same cost to go outside of insurance, or sometimes it's cheaper because of the way that the insurance world works. And you just have to ask yourself at a certain point, like, is my health worth enough for me to invest in it if you can't get all that blood testing covered by insurance? And it's really not, it's not that unreasonable. I mean, we can get a full blood panel for like $250, $300. And then you've got a baseline for your hormone health, your micronutrient health, your thyroid, your
cardiovascular and metabolic health. And these labs really come in handy to when you hit a plateau with your goals and you're wondering why, because you think you're doing all the right things. You're exercising, you're eating clean 80% of the time, 80 to 90%. you're doing everything right, but for some reason your body just isn't releasing the rest of that weight or visceral fat that you're trying to do. These labs can really help pinpoint what's holding you back so you can make adjustments. And also, even if you're feeling good, it's good to know what your labs are when you feel amazing, because when you stop feeling that way, you want to have something to compare it to and see what your levels were at when you felt good so that you can hopefully supplement with some of the hormone replacement therapy or some other type of supplement to get you back to where you're feeling good.
Yeah. Well, because, our blood panels, the ranges are based off of national averages. So they actually change over time with the population. And so, yes, it is important to know where is kind of your happy spot, feeling good. Because it might say like, oh, you're a little below optimal on iron, but you're like, I have no energy problems. I feel great. I tackle my day every day. Like, okay, then I don't think it's really cause for concern. But then when you retest in the future and your energy tank, like then you had kind of a baseline of where you were versus somebody who had really high in that optimal iron range. And then they drop down to the low end of that optimal range. And like, okay, we can see a difference.
Right. And
where
maybe
you're at.
that's why you're feeling bad now, is because your iron has dropped. And I see that
but
a
it's
lot.
still in the optimal range, but you wouldn't have known that if you didn't test it when you were good.
Right. Exactly. And so many women in midlife are struggling with low iron, and we a lot of times don't even know. Like, that's why we feel so burnt out
Yeah.
and tired and are not motivated to do the things that we know we need to do. So just making that one little tweak can be all you need.
Yeah. I think one other thing worth mentioning is blood work can be a really helpful internal picture. A body composition scan can also be a really helpful internal picture. That's what we do with all of our clients. Is we have an InBody. There's different types of them. You just kind of got to do a Google search for what is in your area for a body composition scanner. And that's going to give you a good baseline for your muscle mass, your body fat percentage. It can break down some other numbers as well, but those are kind of the biggies that if you have a baseline on that, then if you do end up going and using a GLP-1, you know
Right.
where your muscle stands and you
Right.
can really focus on that muscle preservation.
Yeah.
Or it gives you it gives you a metric to start with before going down that road.
Yeah. Either one. Absolutely. Because, I mean, we've been conditioned to just look at that number on the scale and take it for what it is and say, like, you don't like the number on the scale and you automatically think, oh, I'm fat. Like, just throw in the towel. Like, this isn't working. But you're not getting the whole picture from that one little number. That number isn't telling you how much of it is water weight, how much of it is inflammation, how much of it is
you can gain a lot of weight in
muscle,
water.
how much of it is
eating
fat.
crap for a week.
Yeah, exactly. So that number, the scale, that one number on the scale, it doesn't tell you the bigger picture. So these InBody scans that we do, it really gives us a better idea of what's working and what's not working. Your baseline, where you start, and then we can track and watch, if you're taking weight loss medicine, even if you're not, you're losing muscle when you're losing weight, regardless of if you're taking a GLP-1 or not. If you're not lifting weights, we're losing muscle. So it's a great metric to be able to track to make sure that we're at least maintaining the muscle that we started with while we're losing weight, and maybe hopefully increasing it some too.
Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, if you are somebody who, whether you're at ground zero and you have not started anything with your health and you're like, okay, so I'm hearing I need to start with some lifestyle changes, or you're somebody who's been implementing those lifestyle changes for a little while now, you feel like, yeah, I'm definitely like 80% in, I'm doing this consistently and I'm not seeing those changes. That is something that we help people with. So if you go to our website, www.riverviewva.com, you scroll over to our wellness center, we have tools for wherever you are located, whether it's locally here in Chesapeake or online, to help get the lifestyle things rolling, or for if you need peptides or hormones or a comprehensive lab panel.
If you just don't know where to start, just book a discovery call with us, and Sierra or myself would be happy to talk to you about what you're looking for and what your goals are, so we can help you figure out what the next step should be for you.
Yep. But more than anything, take that first step, do something. Change does not happen overnight. You did not get to where you are in your health overnight. It takes time and consistency, and sometimes someone else giving you some guidelines on where to begin if you don't know and you feel overwhelmed.
Yes.
So thank you for
listening.
being here. Yeah, for our first season 2 episode. I guess I didn't really mention that. Yeah, I'm kind of way more pregnant now than the last time that we filmed.
Just a little bit.
Yeah, I am due in like 2 weeks.
That's exciting.
Yeah, August 17th is the due date. We'll see if this little guy wants to show up.
Maybe TJ can be on a podcast episode.
I know. Yeah, we'll bring him on. I don't even think he had a name the last time I was on. So yeah, TJ, Titus John is his name. We're excited.
Stay tuned.
Yeah, we'll have a little baby mascot for our show. All right. Well, this is the Riverview Wellness Podcast, empowering you to live and move well. Have a great week, guys.